Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. I'm Max and today I wanted to sit down and create this look for you guys. I wanted to do something that was still full coverage and super glam, but something that was definitely more wearable than some of my other looks, something that can be worn to an event or to a night out. That was, yeah, full glam, full coverage, but just with more wearable colours than to the ones that I normally use. So if you do like the look of this and you want to see how I created it, then keep on watching. Okay guys, so I've gone ahead and done my brows like I normally would, and I've also primed for my eyeshadow. To do that I used the Maybelline Fit Me Concealer, and this is in shade 15, like it always is. That is the wrong way around. There it is, shade 15. Yeah, I used the pointed foundation brush from Real Techniques and then blended it out with my beauty blender, and I set it in place with a normal white shadow. Today I'm going to be using the Morphe 350 palette, and that is simply because in general today I want to do a look that is really full coverage but also quite simplistic and wearable. I think a lot of the looks I do on my channel are quite arty and very bright and colourful, and I really love doing those, don't get me wrong, I'm still going to carry on and do those, but I just wanted to do something that was a bit more wearable for you guys. So yeah, that is the look, if that makes any sense, that I'm going to be trying to achieve today. And the Morphe 350 palette is just such a nice warm palette to get some really simple looks from. I'm just going to be taking a few shades and just doing a really simple eye and just seeing what happens. So as I mentioned before, I've already set my eyeshadow base, and to do that I just took this Bone White shadow from the Morphe 350 palette. I'm sure you guys have seen me use that many times before. It is a great shadow just for setting that base. First of all guys, I'm just going to be going in with this shade here, and that really is just to start adding some dimension because there is absolutely no colour at the moment. I'm just going to be working that into my crease. Just starting to build up a base because that will mean that later on the colours blend together really nicely. Okay, so now that that colour's down, I'm going to go in with the colour that is directly below it, and that again is just to start building up a little bit of colour. Just going to be working that into the crease. Not going to be bringing it too high, leaving a gap between my brow bone and my crease just like normal. Now that we're starting to add a little bit more colour, I'm just going to go ahead and deepen that even more. I'm going to be taking this orangey shade here, and that again is just a little bit darker than the previous colour, continuing to create a bit of dimension in that crease. Okay, so I think as I really want this to be a wearable look, that's as far as I'm going to go with the crease. Now for the lid, I'm going to be taking this red shadow here. This is such a gorgeous colour. I'm going to be taking it on my Eco Tools Shade and Define brush, and I'm using the shade side. I'm just going to be packing that onto the lid, and then yeah, let's see what happens. Okay, so now that I've packed that pigment on, I'm going to go ahead and use the transition shade that I last used and just use that to blend those colours together. Okay guys, so for now I'm going to leave that eye as it is, and I'm going to go ahead and do the other side, and once I've done that, then I'll be right back. Okay, so I've gone ahead and done the other eye, and now I'm going to move down to the face for now. First of all, I'm going to go ahead and prime my skin, and to do that today I'm using the Yves Saint Laurent Touche Eclat Blur Primer. This stuff is so nice, and I'm just going to be applying it with a foundation brush. Just going to place a small amount on the back of my hand. And work that into the skin. Let's hope this blurs all the pores away. Now the first thing that I normally do before I go in with a foundation is just to mask any of my imperfections, and to do that I normally use the Maybelline Fit Me Concealer in shade 15 again. This is the same concealer that I use for my eyeshadow base. I'm just going to go ahead and do that and I'll be right back. So as I said earlier, I wanted to do a really full coverage look, so I'm going to be using my favourite full coverage foundation, and that is the Yves Saint Laurent Touche Eclat Le Tint foundation. This stuff is really buildable. I'd say it's a medium to full coverage, so I can definitely go in with a few pumps and just bring it up to a really full coverage look. First of all, I'm going to go ahead and apply it with this Expert face brush, and this is from Real Techniques, and then once I've done that, I'll buff it out with my beauty blender. Bringing it down the neck, of course, so that there's no contrast and everything that blends nicely. Now that that's all on the skin and it's looking nice and dewy, I'm going to go ahead and blend it in with my beauty blender. This is also from Real Techniques, and I made sure to dampen it. I think that gives a much better foundation application. Okay, so for concealer today, I'm going to be taking this MAC Pro Longwear concealer, and this is in shade NW20. It's such a full coverage concealer and it lasts all day. Going to go ahead and buff that out with my beauty blender. Okay, so now that that's all buffed out, I'm going to go ahead and set my under eyes. To do that today, I'm actually taking this number 7 Perfect Light Loose Powder, and this is in shade Translucent. I got this the other day and I'm finding it so good for setting the under eyes. I'm just going to put a small amount into the lid and then dip in with my beauty blender. Okay, so to set the rest of the face, first of all I'm going to go ahead and set it with this Rimmel London Stay Matte Powder. This is in the shade Sandstorm. The reason I'm starting with this is because I find that it adds more coverage and I really want a full coverage look today. So I'm going to do this first and then I'm going to set it with a translucent powder after, just to give it that really nice finish. So I'm going to start off with this, and I'm using the Bobbi Brown Expert Face Brush. This is quite a high coverage powder, so I like going in with it after, just to make sure that we are full coverage. And next I'm going to go ahead and use this Yves Saint Laurent Souffle Déclat Translucent Setting Powder. This stuff has got ground mother of pearls in it, so it gives such a nice finish. The brush I'm going to be using is this Real Techniques buffing brush, and yeah, this is what that looks like. I'm going to go ahead and set the rest of my face. Okay, so now that my face is all full coverage and set, I'm going to move to the underneath of my eyes. I'm using the same Morphe palette again. Starting off with this Eco Tools Smudge and Blend brush, I'm going to be taking the smudge side and dipping into the colour that we put on the lid, and that is this red here. Just going to be taking that underneath the eye. To blend that out, I'm going to be taking this transition shade here on the same brush. Okay, moving back down to the face, I'm going to go ahead and contour. To start off with, I'm using this MAC Prep and Prime Beauty Balm, and this is in the shade Dark Plus. Just to really start carving out those non-existent cheekbones. Now I'm just blending that out with my beauty blender. Now I'm going to start warming up the cheeks with some bronzer, and I'm taking this Rimmel London Natural Bronzer in the shade Sun Bronze. The brush I'm taking is the Spectrum A05. Going to bring that up onto the forehead and start warming up the face. Chin, carve out the face. For blush today, I'm taking this Jordana blush, and this is in the shade Rose Silk, and the brush I'm using is the Real Techniques contour brush. To cut that contour, I'm going to go ahead and use the number 7, that is the wrong way around, number 7 Perfect Light Loose Translucent Powder. Let's cut that contour. I've just left that bake on for 10 or 15 seconds, and I'm going to go ahead and wipe it off now. Before I highlight, I just want to go ahead and spray my face because it makes my highlight really pop and look really dewy. So to set my face, I'm going to go ahead and use the Urban Decay All Nighter setting spray. Buff that all in with my beauty blender to make sure I'm looking dewy and not too powdery. So first of all, I'm going to highlight my brow bone. The brush I'm using is the Morphe B34, and I'm using MAC Soft and Gentle Extra Dimension Skin Finish. Just going to go ahead and highlight the brow bone. I'm going to go ahead and start highlighting the rest of my face. This highlighter is really nice because I find that it's not too crazy blinding, so it can almost just be giving your face that dimension and just a really nice glowy finish without looking too blinding. It is buildable though, so if you want to turn it into a blinding highlight, then you can do that. I'm going to move back up to eyes now, and I'm going to be using the Scandalise eyeliner pen, and this is from Rimmel London. I'm not going to be doing a wing, I'm just going to be doing a simple liner to help my lashes blend in. Now that my liner's on, I'm going to go ahead and apply some mascara, and today I'm using the Clinique High Impact Mascara. For falsies, I'm using the Allure Enchanted Lashes. I'm going to go ahead and apply them, and I'll be right back. Okay, so now that my falsies are all applied, I'm going to move down to lips. First of all, I'm going to go in with a lip scrub, and this is the Santa Baby from Lush. Just going to get rid of any dead skin cells and make sure that the lipstick goes on perfectly. Okay, so for lips, first of all, I'm going to go in with my MAC Boldly Bare Lip Pencil. Okay, so now that my lips are all lined, I'm going to go in with my lipstick. Today I'm using the MAC Matte Lipstick, and this is in the shade Velvet Teddy. Okay, so now that my lips are done, this is the completed look. I hope that you like it. As you can see, it's a little bit more wearable than my normal looks. I just wanted to do something that was still full coverage, still quite glam, but something that you could go out and wear on a night out, something really wearable. So I'm really happy with the way this turned out, and I hope you enjoyed watching me create this look. If you did enjoy this video, then please give it a massive thumbs up, and make sure you subscribe to my channel down below if you haven't already. Don't forget to hit that notifications bell so you know every time I post a video and you don't miss a thing. I'll place all of my other social medias down here, so you should go follow me on all of those. Take care everyone, and I'll see you on the next one.